the Japanese don't know about ear tombs. Even I, a diplomat, didn't know. When you find out about this, you will think that anyone should apologize in their heart. Former Japanese ambassador to Lebanon, Naoto Amaki, met with correspondents with KBS in Tokyo. In December 2019, he formed a civic group called Kyoto Peace Group, and held first memorial service for the Tomb of Japan in Kyoto in October 2020. After that, after a year, we decided to visit the Okayama's ear tomb, which has only one sign stuck without a burial mound, and honor it. More than 400 years ago, during the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592, the Japanese army was ordered by Hideyoshi Toyotomi, 1537 to 1598, and took the nose and ears of the Koreans as spoils. It's a historical fact that all Koreans know. These ear tombs are known to have 5 identified places, including Kyoto, Okayama 2, Tsushima, and Fukuoka, with 126,000 Koreans buried in Koreans' ears or noses. Okayama's ear tomb, which former Ambassador Amaki decided to hold a memorial service on the 8th of next month, was also broadcast on KBS 9 o'clock news in January 2012. In Jindo Island of Korea, there is a cemetery where about 100 bodies of Japanese soldiers who were exterminated by Admiral Lee Sun-sin's 12 ships were washed down from the Battle of Myeongnyang. During the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592, and Korean people of Jindo collected them and buried them. That's where Wedoxin Mountain, meaning that Koreans shared the benevolence for Japanese soldiers. Although it is an enemy, Japanese soldier, who committed irreversible atrocities, Wedoxin, in Jindo. Korea has the opposite purpose and meaning in that it consoled the soul, against ear tomb, in Okayama, Japan. As this fact became known in the 2000s, descendants of the Japanese Navy visited this place in 2006 and held a memorial service for Koreans, for the first time in 400 years. Japanese, who are focused on matter and calculation, step on this land without burden as if forgetting the past. Why do sharp blades, which would have been hidden inside rather than conventional surfaces, keep crashing? Japan people who often encounter everywhere? In the era of Japanese imperialism, why should they be so crazy? Reminiscent of the horrifying incident of those who had held shamanistic women for wiping out superstitions, and on the other hand, putting iron pillars on each peak to cut off Korean vein? What is the root of the madness? Although they are a people with strong agility who do not feel conflicted about contradictions, the literary dictionary was never rational, losing fairness. Nothing is known on Korean literature and nobody majored in it. They could have, but was their effort enough to show respect? Paradoxically, trying not to do so clearly reveal colonialism of Japan. They deny everything in Korea, persistently. Former Ambassador Amaki is an authentic diplomat who worked for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for 34 years from 1969 to 2003. Why is he interested in what happened more than 400 years ago, a former diplomat? It is important to properly inform history, he added. The purpose of this memorial service is to apologize for past war crimes and to hope improved relations between Korea and Japan. In honor of the victims, the Korean Studies program in the University of California will be expanded. The LA office of Korea Foundation for International Exchange said the demand for Korean Studies courses has increased significantly lately, adding that 3 UC-affiliated universities have hired new professors or are in the process of hiring them. According to KF, UC Berkeley has hired a new professor in charge of Korean literature since this fall semester. UC Irvine and UC Santa Barbara have begun hiring assistant professors in Korean art history and Korean culture, respectively, with the aim of appointing them for next fall semester. and UC-affiliated universities, such as UCLA, USC, LMU and Pomona College have strengthened Korean studies programs in this year, including policy research, special lectures, and discovery of next-generation scholars. California is a symbol of popular culture and innovation in the USA, and it is a core region for Korean studies, the KF said. The demand for Korean courses exploded as interest in Korea increased significantly due to the influence of the Korean popularity. Kyung-hee said, Korean traditional gat is the best as the example of good customs in Korean culture. Although it is only for the male, those who put it on the head, between his eyebrows. It looks hip. Yeah, she's insightful. She loves the most, the black hat. Good customs in Korean traditional culture, originality and creativity.